Hey, I'm the Decathlon Gamer, and welcome to Troy, a Total War Saga. Yes, we are in the ancient Greek and Western Anatolia region for the fabled Trojan War for this title. Brand new, and if you catch this today, it is free on the Epic Games Store for 24 hours from release, which was 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 6 a.m. Western Pacific Standard Time on the 13th of August, 2020. I will get this episode out as soon as I can, so there is still time for you to go out there and get it free yourself. With that being said, this game focuses less on the nations and more on the heroes of those nations. So we begin there. We have Achilles, the famed Achilles, Agamemnon, Odysseus, and Menelaus. For the Trojans, fabled hero Hector, Prince of Troy, Paris, Aeneas, and Sarpedon. So you have 8 heroes to choose from. We're going to go ahead and take Paris, the Prince of Troy, son of Priam and a favorite of the goddess Aphrodite, has instigated war with Achaea by stealing beautiful Helen away from the Spartan king Menelaus and marrying her himself. Orlando Bloom himself steps in for this one.
Not a fighter.
Alright, this is one of the hard starting situations. Campaign difficulty, battle difficulty, all set to hard, meaning we are in for a handful in this one. Faction, we are Priam's heir. Fulfill tasks for your father, Priam, king of Troy, to gain his benevolence. Gain maximum benevolence before you, brother, to confederate him and the city of Troy. Do not let Troy fall to her enemies. And then we have Helen, my love. Move Helen between settlements to keep her close to Paris. Her arrival is celebrated by the local populace. Paris and Helen are happy when together and will affect their respective army and settlement positively. Paris and Helen will grow lonely when apart and will affect their respective army and entire faction negatively, so we need to bring Helen to Troy. Should another faction capture Helen, rescue her as soon as possible. Armies. Recommended playstyle. Paris' roster is focused on ranged superiority in battle and brings in some of the best archers combined with good defensive line and some quick axe units, which does play into my personal preference for playstyle. Heroes. Archer Skirmisher, Archer Trickster, Defender Protector, Defender Champion, and Defender Veteran. Fighter Champion, Fighter Ravager, and Fighter Vanquisher, but cannot recruit the following hero classes: Warlord, Mentor, Commander, or Warmonger. Unique faction units, we have Champions of Troy, Spear and Shield Infantry. We have the Noble Chariots, the Trojan Princes, and Trojan Nobles. All, well, 3 of the 4 anyway, are archer units.
Are we mere playthings of the gods? Or do we plead divine influence to justify our foolish choices?
He's taken her! He's taken my wife! You've risked the safety of Troy.
Troy is my home now.
You have my oath, brother. She will be returned to you.
Brother, I can fight!
Go. Seek shelter. There'll be plenty of fighting ahead.
the wrath of Achaea will descend upon Troy. Paris acted in love, but he has incited war. Whether the walls of Ilios will endure, only the gods can tell.
Alright, so we're going for a first look here, and this easily can develop into a series. That's going to be largely up to you. We need to see you hit that like button as much as possible, hit that subscribe button, and if we have enough support, this will go into a full-blown series instead of just a first look. That being said, my first interpretation of this is it is very, very clearly not the history books that they're going after, which are very vague because this is not confirmed as history, it's legend. But they have taken the approach of the movie Troy. Characters look quite similar to the actors. None of them exactly the same.
Troy must pay!
War will surely follow. As you sail homewards with Helen, away from the turbulent clouds gathering in the west, you consider the reaction of your brother, Hector.
Brother, your foolish passion has doomed us.
You rule over Troad from your mighty citadel, where fair Helen can gaze out over the wide dark sea. The rich eastern lands are beyond the reach of the Achaeans. Your brother Hector guards Troy's approaches. On the southern coast of Troad, an Aeolian king has secured a foothold on Trojan soil and now awaits Achaean reinforcements. This dangerous invader ravages the land from his base on Lesbos. In the north, the Pelasgian stronghold could be a useful ally. On the nearby western islands, your god-touched brother Troilos protects the coast in the name of your father, King Priam. Your kinsman Aeneas holds the Hellespont for Troy.
Fear not, noble cousins. I stand with you.
Hold on to your love for your father, your family, and your wife. Draw on that strength to repel the enemies of Troy.
Hold on to your love for your father, your family, and your wife. Draw on that strength to repel the enemies of Troy. Alright, so Priam's heir and old Priam, king of Troy, seeks to determine which of his sons is worthy to inherit the throne in his place. Hector and Paris must therefore prove themselves before their father. Whoever gains the most favor will instantly become master of the city. Love of Paris has for Helen knows no bounds. The young Trojan prince must be close to his beloved to be truly happy. Woe betide he and his subjects if Helen is taken by another. Trait gained. Happy. Paris is elated by the love and adoration born to him by his treasured wife, Helen. Paris and Helen's love flourishes as they spend their days and nights together, +8 to morale of all units in this army. -15 upkeep cost. That's good. Defeat the enemy is our mission. Objectives: defeat an army belonging to the following faction in battle. Macaria. Various Macarians have advanced with their forces, which now threaten your lands. Alright, where are these Macarians? Are they down here? Yes. Yes, they are. Okay. What is the size? Oh, that is quite small, actually. So, that's a pretty easy task to open with. Now, first things first, before we jump into this, I'm going to give you a very quick story on why I'm going with Paris, and it's not that that's necessarily my favorite character in this story, but it's the actor behind the character in the movie that they are clearly gunning for here on this one, and that's Orlando Bloom. Now, I have these weird connections. I do not know him personally. It's not that strong of a connection, but there was a time in my life when he was just up and coming, his first minor role before his first major role later that same year, Black Hawk Down. I was in the Army. I was a scout, and there were three forces. You had the Deltas, you had the Rangers, and you had the group that came in the trucks. Those were Cav, and I served with one of the guys who was in that group. And that movie came out when I was in the Army. Orlando Bloom was one of those soldiers, though he was a Ranger, not a scout portrayed in that. And then later that same year, Legolas appears and he gains much fame. And then a couple of years down the road, he stars in this movie Elizabethtown. And in that, he started as a designer for a shoe company, which was not named but was clearly Nike. I went to University of Oregon. Phil Knight went to University of Oregon, founder of Nike. And the headquarters, just outside of Portland in Beaverton. I lived just outside of Portland and have most of my life. Was born in Portland. And so had that direct connection. But then the movie, Elizabethtown, his character's father dies, and he goes home to Elizabethtown, Kentucky, to bury his father, and then the story takes place there. Well, I was stationed at Fort Knox, which is right outside Elizabethtown, Kentucky. And so I had all these connections that just lined up around Orlando Bloom, who then, I think it was only about a year before that movie came out that he did Troy. So, long story short, it's just somebody that I've got this connection with, and personally, style-wise, strong archer units is my way to go. So, there you have it. Let's get into this. It's already dark on us.
Prince
and let's see, can we make a move immediately for this guy? Certainly don't want to take on their whole town here and siege it down, but we would certainly like to go for a battle. Can we do it? Yes, it is. Straightforward right off the bat. No god is on your side. No divine support, but it looks like none for him as well. Let's go ahead and jump into our first battle. We have a significant advantage here. Not a whole lot of archer units, but we have what we need. They have no archer units, so we have a distinct advantage to keep them at bay and unleash fury upon them. Okay, we do open with some fog, but it's only reduced visibility. That doesn't concern me as long as it doesn't affect my archers. So we'll go ahead and begin deployment for our first battle in Troy, a Total War Saga. From here on out, I will refer to it as Total War Troy. Alright, no reason to go crazy here about formation. Looks like they are split high and low, so let's go ahead and set ourselves up for some getting to the higher ground as soon as possible. I'm assuming that you are set up as an archer as well. You are. Let's see, where is our group? It's still G button. Okay, has not changed. And let's get you behind the others. These guys, get them slightly out front. It's been a little while since I have played Total War game. Let's go ahead and flank these guys right away. And we're going to pick these guys up before they get in on my archers. Alright, so we've already inflicted heavy losses on this first unit, and they are appearing to run away. Quick and easy like. Alright, so all the controls seem to be that of previous Total War editions. This is famously one of the best games of all time, Total War, as a franchise anyway. And yet, it has not changed one bit, other than the continued improvement of graphics. And there you go. End battle victory, just like that. We have achieved, but let's try to inflict that little bit additional pain here. Because we might just finish this guy off.
Hades has claimed.
There you go. We have done so. Love Total War. Definitely the best real-time strategy fighting game that has been on the market for decades and decades. And yet, this still feels like the exact same game. I will not go through this point again and again, but next to nothing has changed from 25 years ago. By the time you get to I'd say like the first Total War Rome, from that point till now, it's the same game with better graphics. And that is highly disappointing that it hasn't evolved, especially the strategy side of it, right? The fighting so developed, so far beyond what anybody else had done then or does now. That they are definitely a notch above. But that one downside is just they've never developed the strategy, right? It's like Civ. Civ is essentially the same game it was 30 years ago, with small evolutions. And Civ might be the highest selling strategy game out there, but it's the worst strategy game out there. But it's cornered the market for so many years that most people don't know that there's strategy beyond that, unless they know Total War. And then you know Total War, and you know that, okay, there is strategy beyond that. Slightly. But then it gives you the real-time, the battle strategy, which is awesome. And Lives of Sparta, that's 114. We get plus 8 morale, or units replenish. Well, we didn't take a whole lot of damage, but one unit certainly felt the brunt of the fight. We might as well go with units replenish.
Fame at last.
And there is our first mission already successful.
This calls
Next
for a celebration.
mission is to muster the troops. We have 7 units currently. We need 12 with this next mission. Decisive victory. And we've already wiped out an enemy. Alright, as much as the siege could probably be a thing right now, Garrison strength is 0. Well, in that case.
Paris of Troy.
In that case, there's do nothing, or we can colonize. So what is this going to do? Subtract some food. We have plenty. Wood, we have plenty. Stone. Okay, we are going to lose some soldiers, but that's okay. I might as well. This is a no-brainer to me to take this on. Could also be a good place to start recruiting some units. Okay, so replenishment, we did lose, so you can see we lost actually a lot of troops to garrison the town. That's okay, they will recover. We need to add 5 more units. Okay, let's go ahead and issue our first royal decree. Anyway, long story short, this game has not come very far in 25 years, and the clear leader in the strategy genre is no longer so clear, and there's a lot of challengers out there, and especially on the strategy side of it, where the grand strategy games have come along, and instead of being purely text-based, they now offer something that even Total War just cannot live up to. So I tend to enjoy these games for a while, especially the battle side of it, and then I move on to something that actually offers depth of strategy. So let's see if they've made any improvements in Total War Troy. Okay, so choose a decree to issue. Once issued, its effects are permanent. The higher your administration efficiency rating, the quicker you issue decrees. You can queue several subsequent decrees. Okay, some of them require resources. Can we, close the message so I can actually get in here and decide? You kind of locked me down here. Thank you. Okay. Alright, looks like we already have, or no, these are what's available to us. Royal Timber plus 100 wood per turn faction wide, or bronze. It's hard to say which one we're going to need more, but I suppose we can see what we have. We're going to have, we already have the Royal Decree. Okay, we do already have those royal decrees. These are what's available to us. Hey, look at that, timestamps. So what happens when we actually look at the details? So, military architects, minus 7% construction. Recruitment cost of all missile units, we're going to have a lot of those. That's probably a very useful one. Medium infantry. Cost for all agents. Well, I think we're kind of headed for the military side of it here early on. You do need more. Well, I think we're only going to need about half. So 10% or 5%. I think one of them is going to have a bigger impact, though. It's going to take one additional turn. Or, hello, there's more. Royal stone, plus food, or plus gold. Hey, there's a lot going on there that is going to be useful. Assuming the gold, a lot of things are going to cost. We are not bringing in much. That might be a good place to start. That's 400% over what we're bringing in now. But we are not bringing in any stone right now. So that's infinite percent higher than what we bring in now. And therefore, that's the natural selection. Again, nice graphics. I love the kind of two-dimensional background they have here. That's pretty cool. I do like the dynamic time on the map here. Okay, current mission. Yeah, we need. Okay, notifications. Alright, this is a first look for me as well. So as I'm looking around, it's giving you that same view for the first time. Diplomacy, will, air. Alright, let's maybe select what
I
we
take
have.
what I will.
Local recruitment. Perfect. So we have Trojan Warriors. Okay. The easy guys. This looks like it's going to be one turn. We have upkeep is 68 food. Cost is 560 food. So no additional cost. It is food based. We have 1700 right now. We're picking up 1700 per turn. So these guys are going to be quite affordable, but they are not going to be terribly good fighters. Defense. Defense is the main thing, right? We need our infantry units to defend well, and that is a very weak melee defense. This is certainly better. 34 melee defense. This group, the Axemen, are looking much better. Alright, they do cost more though. They definitely cost more. But they're more effective, and that's what we need.
Understood.
We do not need to just hammer out 12 units instantly. We need an army that's actually going to be capable of something, especially when we have A, hard start, and B, we're playing on hard. And I haven't played too much Total War in recent years because, you know, that lack of strategy thing. Alright, these are probably the good ones. The archers, range 150, missile damage already boosted. Light skirmishers, yeah, significantly less range. Alright, let's go ahead and order our first archers. And that'll get us to 9. But we're going to have to wait another turn to get any further. Let's go ahead and proceed. Alright, so first things first, this Total War plays like every Total War before it. With the exception that you are character focused. So something a little unique about this one anyway. Towards my brother has gone +4. Okay. King's Decree. Issue a royal decree. I did, but okay. Another mission. We're focusing on that. Thriving settlement. Upgrade any settlement building. Alright, there's something to focus on. Now we're starting to get kind of into standard gameplay. Alright, so it looks like we have 3 colonies right here, and that's it. So we control 3 settlements right now. Here's Macaria, so if we were to continue that fight, that's where we'd be heading. Alright, so we're back up to 2,000 on the food.
With charm and skill.
Okay, these units are recovering, which is nice. And then we have that obvious thing, the Warman's not bad. They have the same defense, which means they're going to hang in there longer, and that's good. Get 2 of them, which gets me to 11, and we can get that one more archer, the good stuff, and that gets us to that 12 that we need. So that'll take care of that mission. And with only 600, thinking we're gonna have to wait a turn to bother with much else. I do like this. That's something that used to take a long time, but that for me was one of the worst parts of Total War. It wasn't real time strategy except for on the battlefield, and of course the battles are great, but the strategy side, like I said, is my issue. One of the biggest issues I had was when you got to the end of the turn, it took 3 or 4 minutes to get through everybody else's. I've got a pretty powerful computer here, but that was still super fast, and I think that would be fast for anyone. Okay, muster the troops. There you go. We finished that one. And we now have, well, it's still only an army of 12, but it gives us something a little bit better than what we had. Let's go ahead and see about an upgrade now within town here. Okay, so Walled City, currently we are okay, we already are. There's a check mark. So we're level 2 Walled City. We do not have enough stone. Okay, there we go. Icon, we have 4 options. Ship stands, let's see. Plus 110 food, plus 4% to all resources, plus 20 to growth. This is a pretty good option right there. What will this do for us? It's the same thing. Oh, hello. Got it. Different colonies. That's... okay, that's a new feature. You don't have to go town by town. You get them all. Alright, so we have the same upgrade available there. What is this upgrade? Helen's Gardens. Okay, more likely to attack. Well, we're not ready for that right now, so that's going to rule that out. And what is the upgrade that's available? Because that's not... okay, we're on 0 right now, so this would be a level 1. Plus wood, plus growth, plus happiness. Improved garrison. Certainly a good thing. And it's a pretty cheap upgrade, actually. So let's go ahead and get on with that. And that's here. That's the new settlement. Gotcha. What was the second mission that we have right now? Oh, the King's Decree, which we've already done, but we did it before they gave it to us. So we'll have to wait for the next one. Okay, it's definitely going the direction of my brother at the moment, but we'll get there. Upgraded settlement. Nice bonuses. Okay, I like the event messages, the way that pops up now. So, good touches on the UI. Beautiful graphics. I do like how the Fog of War is now a little scrolling map. That's kind of cool how they have that set up there. Oh, and interesting how you have kind of regional visibility. I like that. Alright, well hey, this is our first look at Total War Troy. And I gotta say, I actually like some of the things that they're doing here. It's still Total War. Nothing's changed there. These Saga ones are seem to always be some small new feature is tested on a smaller scale in between their larger releases, and then they keep what they like and ditch what doesn't quite work out, and then the game just slowly evolves over decades instead of edition by edition. And this has very much that same feel to it. But can't miss with a game that's free for the first 24 hours. So I'm going to get this posted right away so we can get that out there, and you can get word of that, and you can go claim it yourself free today, August 13th, 2020. That's going to do it for this first look. I would very much like to turn this into a full-blown Let's Play. If you would like to see that Let's Play, be sure to hit that like button, and be sure to hit subscribe. And thanks for tuning in. I'll see you next time. Have a good one. Be safe out there. And bye for now.